What's up, everybody? Sam Jordan here from Deacon Leather Co. Just wanted to make a quick video today to show you guys the 3-inch straight razor strops that I've been making lately. I'm really happy with the way that they're turning out, and they just function really well, and I've been putting a lot of work into refining the fit and finish on them. So I just want to make a quick video to kind of show you guys the different features that are built into them and explain why I've chosen to do different things and what you can expect when you order one of these from me. So the first feature that I want to draw your attention to on these strops is the fact that they are 3 inches wide. And that's important for a few different reasons. It's a lot easier for beginners and really seasoned people alike to use 3-inch strops, because when you look, if you take a straight razor and you put it up to the actual leather itself, you'll notice that it's plenty wide enough for the razor to fit on there. Now, if you've got a thinner or skinnier strop, you generally have to do what are called X strokes, and you kind of have to do one of these numbers to actually strop the whole thing. Now, this is an old strop, this is a vintage one, and you'll notice that when I put the blade up to it right there, there is part of the razor that's hanging off, so you can't just go straight down. You have to actually kind of do this X stroke to make it work. So making the razor strop 3 inches avoids having to deal with that. Not that it's a huge deal. Some people actually prefer the 2.5-inch strops, but the 3-inch ones are really nice. I've come to enjoy them. The next thing that I've incorporated into these is really high quality hardware. Okay, these are all solid brass. They're not going to wear through and after 2 weeks you start seeing like cheap pot metal underneath. No, these are solid brass Chicago screws. They go all the way through, and what you might notice is that they have just like a flat head on the back, and they are totally removable. So in the unfortunate scenario in which you might damage your strop beyond repair, maybe you put a gigantic gash in it, you could theoretically replace the strop leather itself, or if you wanted to maybe buy a different style of leather, or if you wanted to replace the second surface, you could replace those as well. So they're all functionally repairable and replaceable. Now, next feature. This is where I think these strops are set apart from most of the other ones on the market, is the actual effort that goes into creating the handles. So what you'll notice is that these are all completely handmade, hand stitched using the traditional saddle stitch. So I use what's called a pricking iron, and you actually go through and punch the holes with a hammer. I mean, this is not machine sewn. And then you go through and you use an awl, like a blade to push through, use 2 needles and sew it all by hand. It takes a long time to do and a lot of skill to do to make it look nice. And you can see kind of the aesthetics of the stitch, and it's a very, very, very strong stitch. It's a very nice linen thread that's utilized. So something that you would generally find on luxury leather products. Okay. Now, in addition to the thread and sort of the stitching involved, you can also see that the leather choices for the handles are top of the line. This is like these are the best materials that money can buy right now. Aside for if you wanted to, really go wild and get like some exotics like alligator, of course, that's going to be more expensive. But in terms of just like regular vegetable tan leathers, these are going to be some of the best and most interesting leathers that you can find. Moving on to the actual sort of finish of the sides here. These are all burnished and waxed so that when you grab it, you feel like a smooth surface in your hand. You're not feeling that like graininess of freshly cut leather. Like most of the time when you buy a razor strop, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get somebody who went out and got a die made and they cut it out of leather like a cookie cutter. And there's nothing wrong with that. That saves a lot of time, but generally the step that they skip is they don't take the time to burnish the edges because it takes a long time, and they figure that most people don't care. Well, I care, and I think you should too, because part of the experience of buying a really nice product that could stand on its own in the luxury market is getting something that feels good in the hand. Like it feels like quality. Like this is going to be something you're going to cherish. Okay, moving on to the actual clasps. So these are screwed together once again with these different latches on here. And they're really strong. Like you would think that if you put it on there, like you'd be able to just pull through, but that's not at all the case. Once these go on, they are extremely secure, and I would have no problem at all putting those on. This is some of the nicest strop leather that you can buy. Like it really doesn't get better than this, than Horween Shell Cordovan. It was originally created in 1905 specifically to make for the sort of high-end straight razor strop market. This is another version of Shell Cordovan. Now this is from Italy. This is one that I use all the time. This is one of my personal strops. It's very, very nice. I like it a lot. And these are both two different versions of Horween Chrome Excel in a brown and a black. Very nice horsehide that's tanned alongside of the shell for the first 60 days before they kind of switch it and finish it off as a chrome tan. Excellent stuff. It's going to have different characteristics to it than the shell, and I can sort of briefly show you that. So that's just a quick rundown on the actual leather and handles. The other thing I wanted to touch on was the second surface. So this is a natural flax linen that I get from England. It's excellent stuff, works really well to prepare your razor for the actual strop. So what you would do is you would give this a few strokes on the actual flax linen, and then you would be off to the races. That would sort of heat up and prepare and clean your blade before you actually begin to strop. All right. I'll show you real quick how this works. You just simply grab it onto whatever it is that you would like, be it a towel holder, as long as it's secure. You definitely don't want to put one on that's, you know, just drilled into your drywall. Find something secure, and then this actual latch is extraordinarily secure, and it also swivels, which is really nice, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. But yeah, definitely don't have to worry about that coming off. Now I'm going to show you this strop in action. So this is the Black Italian Shell Cordovan strop, and this is my own personal strop, so I don't mind using it and showing you guys how it works. This one's for sale, so I'm not going to use that one, but I always like to warm it up real quick, and that just puts some of the oils from your hand into the actual strop leather. That's all you really need to do. I'll do a more in-depth video on sort of using the strop itself, but I just want to give you a quick rundown, and then pull it tight. Now, one nice feature of this is that the handles are the exact same length, so you always want to hold them both at the same time. It feels very comfortable in the hand. And spin it right around, and then get the razor prepped. However many strokes you'd like to do, that's up to you. And then when you're ready, you can flip it on over. And again, I'm not going to tell you how many to do, but I just want to show you what it sounds like and sort of how it works. So and this is a big long strop, so you got tons of room. See, and you're pulling it tight, but not like wrenching on it. You don't want it to be real loose. You're not trying to do one of these things where you're getting a loop here. Pull it tight, strop it, and you are off to the races. I'll show you how that compares really quickly to something like one of these Horween Chrome Excel horsehide strops. There's really functionally very little difference in the performance of the strop. If anything, the shell takes an edge on that. There's a lot more subjective differences between like what people prefer, if you like a lot of draw or feedback. And I'll have to get into that in a different video, but just real quick, I'm going to show you. Notice the sound difference, the audio feedback that you're getting, but still the same idea. Flip it over. And notice I'm not doing one of these, you know, just back and forth all day long. Very, very comfortable to use. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions.